Hello again, everyone. This is the Land of Glass. Had some difficulty getting this one working, but it's the final game of tonight's gaming grab bag. So, yeah, finally got working. Put it in windowed mode because, I don't know, window mode tends to be better than full screen for games that have difficulty running for whatever reason. Yeah, this is Land of Glass. It looked really neat. I'm pretty excited for it. It's kind of a strategy-ish, RPG-ish thing. So I saved it for last because it's probably going to go a bit over 30 minutes. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be good or not. I hope it is. It certainly seems like it might be the most interesting game of the night. Arcane Golf was kind of neat in concept, but this one also has some concept stuff going on. Anyway, I'm gonna just dive right into it here. Like this tile screen music, by the way, and the look of it. The whole, stained glass look. So, we have a few different stories. We have a Saga Frontier vibe going on with that. So we can be a frog and some sort of salamander or lizard person. We can be some, I guess, kobolds, humans, or Anubis people. This is the one it started on, so maybe we should start with this one, I think. With Tylek and Kvalt, I guess? I don't know how the difficulty is between the 4 campaigns, but again, this is kind of the one it presented me with up front, so that usually means that's the one that they're kind of nudging you towards. Oh, look at that. We can change the difficulty. I'll set to normal. May as well see what the normal experience is like, right? That was cool. Oh my god, words. Well, Tylek seems like they're the optimists of the group at any rate. Yeah, liking this game's soundtrack a lot right now. Between this and the tile music, this is a really strong soundtrack. Oh, you know what? I didn't give the price of this game up front. I'm sorry. So, Land of Glass, or The Land of Glass. Normally $14.99, currently 75% off to $3.74, so pretty steep discount. Let's see if it's worth the $3.74, shall we? Or the $14.99 for that matter. Capitalized Lake. I guess it's a very important one. It's the lake, in fact. Maybe the lake is... I wonder if the dragons are good or bad. I mean, these are kind of dragon-y kobold people, but I could see maybe dragons just being confined underneath the lake. That sounds like possibly an excuse for combat. I love that fact. That is really good. Yeah, this sure looks like it might be combat against weird shadow spider things. What the Freezing Hell is a pretty good fantasy curse. Okay. The thing that is blacked out here, I don't know if it's coming through on the stream well enough, but that says inventory, so we'll get some sort of inventory. I guess these are the stats of the enemy. 1 of this thing. Fortitude. Okay, well, let's just fight. I assume we're gonna get a little bit of a tutorial. Attack. Yep. Attack by placing attack cards on the attacker. So I knew that this had some sort of like real-time card grid placement thing. but I'm not sure of exactly how it works. Well, this is a 3, and I'll put it on the thing that says 3. Attacking lowers the opponent's defenses, so damage can be dealt. Okay. Okay. So I guess different parts of the grid can be attacked. Combat music's also good. Damage is dealt when attack is greater than the opponent's defense. Greater the difference, the more damage is dealt. So I guess get rid of their shield, then you can start dealing health to that quadrant. Okay, it wants me to attack in this specific quadrant. Oh, okay. So it's a bit Smash Brothers style, I guess, where you're killing them by knocking them off. I wonder if they also have health, though. Like, I don't know what this bar is, if that's not health. I guess maybe when that bar is fully drained, they get auto-knocked off, but otherwise you could potentially knock them off beforehand. Oh, those are kind of low-looking numbers. Maybe I can increase the numbers somehow? Okay. Well, 3 defense seems good. May as well just add everything. Is there a reason why I'd want 1 over, like, a 2? I assume this is just better than having the 1 in my deck. Let's assume that that's good. Unless there's some sort of cooldown period. I get the feeling we're going to be fighting this one right here, perhaps. Okay, I have a little bit of control. I can't move beyond this kind of portion of the town, though. Click on the little node. So, presumably... Okay, attack cooldown once an attack card is placed, and attack cooldown begins, preventing further attacks to that area for a short period of time. Queued attacks will not trigger until the count cooldown has been depleted. Okay, so they do want you to attack different areas, or else the cooldown is going to get longer and longer. Okay. I will say this combat system is a bit confusing. I got Fire Staff. It's a utility card, so I wonder if that... Oh, more importantly, I got 4. Okay, it's gonna tell me. Oh, it's just a passive. Causes damage to the enemy's defense. Oh wait, no, that's attack. Stamina +2 and Fortitude +2. Okay. Okay, so that increases their cooldown and whatnot. That's... And I'm slightly better than usual at fire magic, I guess because we're kobold fire people. Yeah, it does seem like it's gonna be pretty linear, though I could see branching paths and stuff. Right now, though, there's only one spot to go to. I see. So they're kind of possessing or kind of infecting people, I guess. Oh, we have a significant... Okay, then. We have a significantly bigger grid, but it didn't matter because I just kind of nuked them down with that 4. We got fire. Causing stamina damage to enemies. Well, both these things seem rather good. Maybe I should get rid of one of these 2s. I wonder if higher numbers result in a longer cooldown, or if they're just straight up better. I do see the black number in the bottom right. That matches number in the upper left, but the coloration is... Yeah, like, fire has a 1 in the upper left and a black number in the bottom right, so maybe one of those is cooldown time. Wait, the amount of strength used by each card. Relative strength of the field magic card. Okay, the amount of damage dealt to the enemy's defense grid. The amount of strength used by each card. What is strength exactly? Increases how much weight can be carried. Oh, okay. So I do have a limit. So I have a 35 strength limit. Which is why you might want lower number cards, I guess, if you want to have cards keep pouring in. For now, though, this seems fun. Yeah, it's deck capacity. So higher number cards, you have more capacity. Is there a reason to have a bigger deck? I mean, you do have a lot of cards at the bottom, so I think... Oh, I know why. Because you can queue cards, so if you have a bigger deck, you can fill in all the grid slots and start queuing into those slots. Like, I'm pretty sure cards keep coming as long as you have cards to put in. Like, you don't want nothing but small numbers, but you can certainly have a fairly big deck. Okay, we got 2 enemies for the first time. They're weak to fire magic by the looks of it. Time slows down when holding a field magic card. Okay. I'm trying to play it. Am I not being precise enough? It looks like it wants me to play it here, right? I feel like I'm overlapping that circle pretty well. This is just a deck. Why is this still showing? Like, it clearly wants me to take this card. Place field magic cards in the playing field to perform a variety of attacks and abilities. Time slows down significantly when holding a field magic card. Game, I'm kind of doing exactly what you're telling me to do. I'm just gonna rapidly click, I guess. I'm clicking on everything I can. I wonder if it's because I grabbed this before the tutorial text finished, it broke it or something. If I resume... Might need to surrender, and then... Okay, let's restart. And it now just... Okay, now the field magic card appeared. I feel like I'm missing something obvious, but I don't know what it could be. Because, like... Probably not. Like, everything else is just click and drag it to where I'm supposed to drag it to. Like, all I can think is that it wants me to be more precise. What if you right-click? No, I've tried right-clicking. Like, I'm right and left-clicking on this, and I'm right and left-clicking on this. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Like, I don't think I just drag it. No. I feel like I must be missing something really obvious, or that's intended to be really obvious, but... Place the field magic card on the playing field. Perform a variety of attacks and abilities. Time slows down significantly when holding a field magic card. Let's just circumvent this tutorial for now by not equipping that. Oh, I feel like I'm supposed to definitely play the field magic card. Well, let's see if I can get by without it anyway. Okay. I won! I skipped the field magic card tutorial. Hopefully it doesn't pop up later. Okay. Now let's go ahead and re-equip that. Oh, that thing wasn't a card, huh? What is this if it's not... No, it is a utility card. I thought normally I could just... Well, this game seems very buggy between that and having so much difficulty starting it, which is a shame since I like everything else about it. Oh, there's my utility cards. Okay. I mean, custom C++ engine, sometimes those tend to be oddly buggy. That's why most people like to use Unity or GameMaker or Multimedia Fusion or all the other things that have been out for ages. Because then you kinda have a pretty stable backend at least. Oh no, the field magic card tutorial shows up literally every time I have this field magic card. Like, is very clearly just showing, hey, make the glowy thing happen over here. I wonder if it has to do with me playing windowed mode? Let's see something. Click to play. Okay, let's change that. I feel like this field magic card tutorial is just busted. Game. This is a real shame because I like a lot of the rest of what this is, but like if it's gonna be this buggy the whole time, that kind of is a deal breaker, right? Like, I just need to not use this field magic card because the game bugs out, like, the tutorial seems busted. Like, either the tutorial is busted, or it's just so bad at conveying an idea that the tutorial really needs to be a bit better. Also, the combat system, like, I know, the one issue that, like, some of the reviews that were more on the fence about this game did say was, like, the combat system feels like it's less about strategy and more about just how quickly you can move the cards around, and, like, yeah, it kind of does feel a bit like that, because, like, I don't really have a good sense of Oh, you know what? I just realized the numbers on the backs of those things in the attack grid are probably the enemy's defense. I think that's what that is, which... This game's bad at conveying information sometimes. But yeah, a lot of it just feels like you need to just rush to click things very quickly. I'm gonna get rid of a 2 defense card. Let's see if the heal field magic works fine. Maybe it's just an issue with the fire field magic. Like, I love the look of this game and the feel, and the writing seems okay too. Like, this is great. Look at how cool this is. But if it's going to be really buggy in the tutorial even, let alone, like, just getting it to run was a challenge. Like, that's kind of an issue. And like, that kind of sucks because I'm liking what's here. I'm not sure if I'm really sold on the combat system, but I feel like I like everything around the combat system enough that as long as the combat system isn't actively awful, I can kind of be okay with that. The lake sure does seem like it's really important at any rate. Like, I really don't want to sound overly negative on this game, it's just that, like, bugs that kind of prevent progress are literally game-breaking. And they should be ironed out. And, like, this game's been around long enough that maybe it should have been patched or something. Like, to be fair, this game's also been very obscure, so they probably haven't gotten much feedback, but, like, I don't know, I feel like this is something that might have come up. Unless all of this is just me, maybe everyone else doesn't have problems playing this game. Maybe it's all something with my computer. That is a possibility. It seems a bit unlikely since everything else seems to pretty much run fine for me, but who knows. Anyway, let's see if the heal field magic works. Here's the healing field magic. I would like to use a field magic card because I want this field magic tutorial to go away. Time slips? Like, all I can think is that it's something to do with this game not liking windowed mode, maybe. Because, like, these field magic cards seem like they're awfully important. I'd really like to be able to use them. And at this point, I would normally say, oh, maybe I should restart the game, and then whoever bugged out with the tutorial will work. Except this game would not launch multiple times, so I'm more afraid of that than of the field magic cards. So yeah, just gonna avoid the field magic card tutorial, I guess. So is that number in the back the armor of the spot that I'm trying to break? Apparently. This is such a weird combat system. I also have another force shield. Strength card. Oh, okay, that's why it wasn't showing up. It's just a permanent stat boost. Okay, going this way. Okay. Yeah, like, I'm not sure how they can really vary up this combat system. I think the field magic cards are supposed to be how it varies up, but it's kind of like I don't really see much benefit in stacking in the multiple frames or like putting attacks in the different frames, because the most efficient way of beating enemies seems to be just stack things in the same frame over and over. Like, maybe enemies later on get more defensive about it, but so far it's been watch my defense and then stack on the same frame. I got more strength cards, more fire, more... This is a grid card. Maybe this one will work. Burns down the enemy's defense over time. I think that's what the enemy was using on me, because it seemed like my defense was going down a bit. Okay, we're going this way. Am I going to get a grid card tutorial? Like, I guess the main way that they change up the combat system is the grids in question kind of change. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so they're vulnerable over there. I mean, that felt like it was a little bit different because of the way the grid was. I think the enemy was a lot more defensive than usual. These have different dot patterns. Adds defense here, defense grid. So I guess these add to the whole... Has that been a thing the whole time? No, these are entirely different. So these seem important. So I guess this adds 2 to a whole horizontal line, this to a whole vertical line. That's kind of neat. I'm amazed they didn't give me a tutorial on the grid card. Well, judging by the missing family and the fact that this whole campaign was called Revenge, I'm guessing the family's dead. Or possessed. Yeah, this certainly seems like it's gonna end poorly. Oh, that one's different. Okay, so yeah. That number is definitely the enemy's own defense. Okay, these are kind of neat. Oh, that's not good. So it's a lower defense, but it's 3 nodes. I should... Okay, so... I guess these enemies are starting to get a bit more serious, because it does seem like I need to actually start worrying about them, defending the individual panes a bit more, because stacking on one pane's not really doing much for me right now. Oh, that's bad. Oh, no, I beat it. Alright, so the combat system is picking up, so it's better than I initially thought it was. Not sure how much it'll pick up, but it does have some interesting dynamic stuff going on. These burn cards honestly seem pretty good. Okay, so this is my current total weight. I'll ditch that and take that. Do I want anything else? Not really. I would love to have these, but oh well. Going to guess there will also eventually be line attacks on top of the line defense, and the enemies will probably get that too, right? I guess let's play up until the end of this initial kind of town under attack part. Hopefully we don't run into any more, like, issues. Weren't there 2 enemies? Did I kill both of them with that? That's one thing I don't understand, where when sometimes there's 2 enemies, but then you kill both of them at once. Okay. That's another field card. Maybe enemies have 2 ways of attacking. Like, they can either come one after the other, or they can attack as a group, which means that they're more aggressive, but they also share a single health pool. Or, like, defensive pain, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they're not having a good day. Pretty sure it's the fault of the things turning everyone into possessed monsters. If I had to hazard a guess here. Oh, okay, so this is how it goes. When they're on 2 different ones, it's 2 different groups. When they're like this, it's all one giant group all at once. That should be an immediate kill. Okay, and they can kind of survive the impact from me dealing damage to them a bit better, I guess. I really don't have any time to look at the center area, though, I'll say that much for sure. Like, my attention is kind of entirely on the grids while this is going on. Why would I want that? And I can take that out and put that in, I guess. I'm getting a bit defensive card heavy. But that should be fine. You need defense more than offense anyway. Oh, that one's just kind of hanging out over there. Is it going to leap at me at some point? Certainly don't really trust it. Huh. That seems like probably everyone other than these 2 are dead. When there's only 1 enemy, there really doesn't seem to be much danger. Like, the strategy generally seems to be do a small attack like the burn to make the number go down by like 1 or 2, and then hit it with a big attack before it can recover defense. I feel like this battle system is definitely a really neat idea that could probably use some more finesse. I think it would work better turn-based than it does as a, like, real-time thing. Oh, and we're gonna need to kill his family, I guess. These ones are important, so they get actual dialogue. Oh, that's one. That pain's broken. And another burn. Well, I do like burn. Burn seems quite useful. And are we going to get a flash forward? No, there's a fancy portal. So, we'll see where this portal leads, and then we'll probably call it. Looks like there's some sort of mage summoning them from the portal. This looks like it might be a boss fight of some variety. Like, that's kind of the other thing. When I have a 4, and they have, and like, they start below 4, that means I've automatically just 1. I just need to put 4 there, and it's set. For example. Like, I'm trying to think of how you would make this combat system function more. Like, I think possibly make it not real-time, because the real-time elements seem to kind of be the main issue, because of just how quickly you can stack things. But also maybe make it so that the panes of glass have, like, more health initially, but your health, you can recover your defense, but the enemy can't recover theirs, or only occasionally recovers theirs, instead of, you know, like, kind of letting them just gradually regenerate over time with defensive cards you can't see. This High Mage seems like they might honestly be a little bit suspicious. I think the big thing is that the field cards are supposed to add some, like, dynamic outside of the grid, but obviously I can't use those. Yeah, the enemies probably shouldn't die as soon as you get 1 damage. Like, unless that's just how the tutorial works, like, I'd say, I guess a way it could work is you could have, like, damage just pushes them back. Or just get rid of the whole pushback thing entirely and just give them HP, you know? And maybe once you deal enough damage to a certain pane, that pane's gone and you need to deal with the other panes. Like, something that doesn't allow me to go, oh, this thing has a 3 and I have a 4 in my hand, so I win. Like, it's hard to tell if that's just a tutorial thing, or if that's how the combat's going to be for the entire game. It certainly is giving the impression that that's how the combat's going to be for the entire game. Now I guess this is a boss popper. Well, they're being kind of nasty in terms of offense, at least. But I won. I'm not even sure how I won. I guess the thing that I set to burn it just gradually burned it down. Like, sometimes when I win, I'm not even in the middle of putting a card there. I guess I queued a card, and the card that I queued went off. Yeah, like, I'm liking the writing. I'm loving the aesthetic. It's a fantastic aesthetic. Like, the whole deck card system, just like, this is fine. The whole, like, grid system itself is also fine. I think having different size and shaped grids for different enemies is like a legitimately cool way to add like some like unique dynamism to the fights, but like the actual way you go about winning and losing the fights just does not seem to work. And it, like, between that and just like the general glitches I've run across, seems like it's a bit of a hard sell. Let's see, so this is just straight better than that was, so may as well take that. This is also a better staff. How about this? 2 and 1 versus 5 and 4 of the same stat. I'm guessing this is also... yeah. Okay, so I just got a pretty hefty boost to that. What was this? Fire Blueprint. Burns the playing field, causing stamina damage to enemies. So is this different from... actually, hold on. I guess the blueprint lets me possibly forge a new fire card somehow. This card looks a little bit different though. It has this like kind of small flame in the back that the one I have now doesn't. Oh, yeah. That one was a 2 into 10. This one's a 1 and 5, so I guess that's a stronger fire. Huh. That would be interesting if I can ever get field skills to work without basically causing the game to become unwinnable. I do wonder if they eventually let me branch out on nodes, or if the whole game is purely linear. Like, I don't think being purely linear is bad on its own, mind you. I do think it would be better if they let you branch out, but it's fine to have a purely linear thing also, where moving is mostly just an aesthetic thing. Also know this game apparently comes with a level editor. I don't know if it's a separate executable or if you could access it from the main menu or if you need to unlock it or what. Apparently it has a level editor, which seems like it would... this seems like a hard thing to make levels for, but also the combat system's not actually good from what I've seen of it, so I don't know if you really want to do that anyway. And it's kind of neat that they would include it in a game like this. But, yeah. Okay. Oh! I'm actually on an overworld. I was allowed to click that. Okay. Let's see what this is like. This is a town that's not under attack, so do I have a bit more freedom? Or maybe not? Oh, no. Okay, I do. So, when you're not in areas like that very first area, I guess you do have some more freedom. Let's see how all of this works. It's neat looking. So, inventory, buy, what do you have for sale? I don't know why I'd want these. Unless there's a way to upgrade them into something way better. Into like a line variant, maybe. What is this, for that matter? That certainly seems like it would be good. Let's poke around this town real fast, then we'll call it. What do you have to say, for example? York Crafter. Looks a little bit like Shovel Knight. Ooh. Okay, so you would need the Bone Ash for that. Do I give up one of my 4s for this card I might not be able to use. I mean, sure. Let's do the crafting tutorial. Is the map literally Australia? It does look rather Australia-shaped. So I'm going to buy Bone Ash. Boy, that sure cuts into my funds. I'm gonna buy this because I'm gonna be losing one in a second. I should probably sell the more minor ones, but I won't, in case you need them for something. What? Did I not actually buy the Bone Ash? I thought I did. I guess I didn't confirm it. Okay, I must have hit back or something. Now I can craft this, finally. Craft, and it does cost a little bit to craft, but not that much. I got an achievement. That's how you know I achieved something. That seems like a very, very good card, but I don't think that I can do anything with it, unfortunately. I will say I'm not feeling this overworld music. This horn is a bit much. But yeah, it looks like so there's 3 areas to go to, and then possibly more stuff will unlock over time. I assume important nodes vary based on the campaign. More nodes might also crop up after I'm done with these 3 and the story progresses. Who knows? Yeah, let's see. I assume the game is just automatically saving, right? Let's quit to main menu and assume that all of that saved. I do like this main menu music a whole lot. Yep, there's all the protagonists. If I went into settings, nope, settings is just the same as usual. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the Land of Glass. And I guess that's also going to do it for the stream. So yeah, combat system of that seems really weak and could definitely have been better. So that one's a bit weird. Like it has bugs. Some of them seem pretty severe. Well, it had 2 bugs, both of which were severe. It had I couldn't start the thing, which is always bad. And it had I cannot complete the tutorial that pops up whenever this very important card type is in my deck, which is also quite bad. So maybe those bugs will never show up again. Maybe I'll be able to launch the game just fine in the future. Who knows? Yeah, and the combat system wasn't great at all. Like it's a neat idea, but just doesn't pan out. I like the rest of it. I like the kind of storytelling they have going on and the aesthetic of it and the tone, and it's just a rough combat system. Yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's gaming grab bag. So that was 5 games. That was Epic Dumpster Bear, Formate or Forma.8. It's Formate. Crime Girl, Arcane Golf, and The Land of Glass. Let's see. I guess I always like ranking these at the end of the night. So let's see. I think Epic Dumpster Bear was honestly my favorite of the lot. Like it's a Mario clone, but it's a very good one, and the general just dumb look of it I love. I love the dumb aesthetic it has going on because it just goes so hard on it in the sound design and the plot and the graphics and like everything just It's like a very carefully crafted garbage aesthetic. Like it's all very congruent in such a messy, dumb way, like an intentionally messy way, which is great. But also the gameplay is just really good. So I'd say that that was my favorite game of the night. Um, Probably Formate was second. Like I feel like there wasn't anything that I disliked tonight. There were a few games I was definitely a bit lukewarm on though. Formate I liked. I like the slow pacing it has going on and the kind of very moody trance-like aesthetic and the general like floaty nature of your character and like just the look of it is great. It's a beautiful looking game. Lots of really good looking games tonight actually. Um and yeah, for $2, I went while it's on sale at least, yeah. Um I do kind of think that the first boss was a bit unclear as to what it wanted of you. I mean, I kind of figured out what it wanted, but not exactly. But and you know what? It was clear enough. Like there's an invincible, endlessly spawning plant making bugs, and you have another plant that is feeding the that like wants to eat things like Venus flytrap. So whatever, it's fine. Um, I think that my biggest concern with Formate is that it's really slow in terms of movement, which again is fine when you're moving forward, but there's a good number of times where just a whole lot isn't happening or where you're backtracking through tunnels that you've already been in that all don't look that different from each other. And I do hope that you get something that gives you some sort of movement upgrade to some degree because like on the one hand, I get that the slowness goes with the general aesthetic they're going. On the other hand, when you're backtracking through a tunnel that has nothing in it that you've already been to, that you've like already been through, and you're just trying to get to the like lock to insert a key, it's a little bit agonizing. But like, other than that, I think that I like that game quite a lot overall. I'm probably going to finish that one out. It seems very good. And then I'd say that those two were far and away the best of the night. And then the other ones I'm kind of a bit more lukewarm on. I think really don't know where to rank Land of Glass. I think Arcane Golf probably comes next. Like, it does seem Arcane Golf seems very like there's no bells and whistles to it. It kind of is what it is, and I like bells and whistles, so it feels a little bit overly straightforward. I like the concept, and it's fun, but I think it really needs more music. I'm sure that various areas have more music, but making you go through 50, not three, 50 levels with the same music in the background, and some of those levels can take quite a while if you fail, is like, it is a lot. There's also very little leeway on it. Like, again, it's one of those precision platformers like Super Meat Boy, like Celeste, except with golfing. So you're expected to have pretty tight like precision and all that, but I feel like it's maybe a bit overly unforgiving because you only get exactly the number of shots you need. Like maybe some of those holes you could do one under par, but it would be very difficult to. So you like get the exact number of shots, and unless you're playing on casual mode, you have a time limit the moment you start aiming. And the actual like aiming you need to do is extremely precise. So it's just like levels upon levels of doing things just right. And since there's no bells and whistles, like Super Meat Boy, you would have something like collecting the bandages for doing for as like the extra hard thing, or Celeste has its strawberries for the extra hard thing. This one doesn't have that, so beating the level is already extremely hard. Um, I think that my biggest complaint with Arcane Golf would probably be that there's no leeway on the order you need to do the levels in. Like, you can't just skip a level and then move on to the one and be like, okay, you need to do one of these two. So, like, if you don't like let's say you don't like level 10, the way I do it would be like, okay, you can skip level 10, then you can do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, etc. And if you hit a wall later on, maybe you go back and do 10. Just give players the option of at least 2 or 3 levels at any given time. Don't just force them to do all the levels in a set order with a game that precise, maybe. But, like, overall, I think that was good. It just feels a little bit, I don't want to say unpolished, it just feels like it doesn't really do much other than the bare bones. It's a very bare bones game. Um and it is also the most expensive game of the night at 4.49. Normally it's not. Normally it's 8.99, but when you take the current ongoing discounts into account, it is the most expensive one, and that makes it a bit harder to recommend over some of the other ones. Um Between Crime Girl and The Land of Glass, man, I don't know. Like, Crime Girl has. I don't hate either of them, or I don't even really dislike either of them. But I'm very lukewarm on both of them. Like, Crime Girl has fine gameplay, but it's definitely gameplay that you want in short bursts to like sit down and kill like 5 or 10 minutes, unless you're doing the infinite tower mode, I guess. Like, it's fine. There's just not much to it, and it feels a little bit like it also feels a little bit bare. Like, it has the various game modes, but other than arena, they all kind of amount to the same. I guess fixed mode also gets rid of the procedural generations. That's pretty different. Like, I like the bouncing health gimmick, and yeah, I like the grappling gimmick. The grappling hook feels good, but like it's not the only game to have a grappling gimmick. Like, I've seen grappling hooks before in games. And yeah, I've seen tower climbing in games before, and there's been games that do both those things better than Crime Girl does. It seems it's fine. It's fine for like staying around for 5 or 10 minutes. I absolutely would not recommend it for the full price of $10. For $2, sure, it's a time killer. Meanwhile, The Land of Glass at 3.74 with the discount, normally $15. Like, I like the look of it. Again, I think the writing's fine. I like the sound. I don't particularly like that overworld theme, but all the other music I thought was great. Like, the combat system is really cool in concept, and a lot of things around the combat system are good. It's just the actual combat itself seems bad. Like, and a lot of the reviews seem to feel the same way from what I remember them. It's been a bit since I've read the reviews on it because I've had that game wishlisted for a while waiting for a sale like this. But like, yeah, like the combat system really isn't great, and a lot of that game is the combat system. Like, yeah, I like the writing and the aesthetic and stuff, but a very large part of that was going from one fight to the next to the next to the next, and all the fights kind of felt the same. Like, the grid changing was kind of different because then you have more panes to worry about, and when you have like vertical defensive cards and horizontal defensive cards, I'm sure you'll get offensive ones too. And I'm sure that those will become more important as the game goes on. Like, then the grid changing definitely matters a lot more because, the importance of vertical versus horizontal matters a lot more depending on how many tiles you have and, like, how the enemy is attacking those tiles. But, like, at the end of the day, every single fight, I kind of was just shoving my best defensive cards onto whatever tile the enemy was attacking, and then focusing down really hard on 1 or 2 tiles on the enemy's end. And the moment you get higher than that number, you win. Like, it just kinda doesn't work. It's really cool in concept, but it does not work. So I don't know. Like, that's why it's hard for me to say which one of them's in, like, glass spot, because I like everything about the Land of Glass outside of the combat system, but between, like, the tutorial bug and having trouble getting it working, and the combat system just not being good. It's a bit of a rough sell. I think. Uh, on the other hand, like Crime Grill was fine, but like it's just kind of fine all around. The parts that I liked about the Land of Glass, I liked more than Crime Girl. In fact, like if the Land of Glass had a better combat system, and if it didn't bug out on the tutorial, like it having trouble dying could have been my computer. I'm not going to fault it for that necessarily, but like the tutorial thing seems like an honest bug that seems like it should have been dealt with. Like so if it didn't have the bugs and if the combat system was better, The Land of Glass would easily be my favorite game of the night. Because everything else about it is so cool. I love the way the maps build in and the art is neat and there's multiple different character paths, so there's a bunch of different campaigns and it apparently has a level editor in there somewhere. Like that's all really cool. It and the card system's cool. But that combat system is kind of a deal breaker in a way because it's such a big focus of the game. Like they made that the thing you're interacting with the most, but they seem to have put all of their actual effort towards everything else. Or they made a system and it didn't work and they probably should have scrapped it and made a different one, but they decide to keep it, which yeah. But yeah, between that and Crime Girl, hmm, vying for last place. Let's wrap this up. I think this is legitimately hard to decide though. I think I'd say The Land of Glass edges out Crime Girl a little bit because, like, again, the things I liked about Land of Glass, I really liked. Crime Girl seemed fine, but it was pretty forgettable, honestly, which it is a shame because I liked Ghost Lords a whole lot, and Ghost Lords definitely get Ghost Lords. Like, yeah, don't maybe pass on Crime Girl, but get Ghost Lords. And if you want, buy the bundle that's Ghost Lords and Crime Girl. It's like a few cents more than just buying Ghost Lords on its own. Why not? But yeah, so that's gonna be my ranking, I guess. So Epic Dumpster Bear takes the first slot by a fair bit. Forma 8 is somewhat below that, but still pretty high up as number two, and then pretty far below them, but still in the kind of like lukewarmish, kind of okay field. Like again, none of these are bad, I'd say. Arcane Golf at number three, The Land of Glass at number four, and Crime Girl at number five. And that's gonna do it though. So thanks for watching. Hope you've liked at least some of these games. Maybe someone will buy some of them because of the stream. That would be nice. Otherwise, hope you found something nice during the Steam Autumn sale. But that's going to do it, and good night.